You are officially in my house, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played. This month's 313 Spirit of Detroit mix by John Easley and inspired by Stevie Anderson over there in the UK includes music from Gerald Mitchell, 10 City, Sonic Boom, Alternate, Galaxy to Galaxy, Kerry Chandler, Inner City, CeCe Rogers, Joe Smooth, Roy Davis Jr., and Peven Everts. I hope you enjoy it. John Easley, inspired by Stevie. Enjoy the mix and be forever lifted in the spirit of techno and house music forever. You Are in My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played. You are in the mix. The Spirit of 313 Mix by John Dewitt Easley and inspired by Stevie Anderson. You Are in My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played. You are in the mix, the spirit of 313 Mix by John Dewitt Easley and inspired by Stevie Anderson.
Welcome, Judge Mathis. Thanks for coming to share an important message with the Wayne County taxpayers.
Well, thank you for allowing me to help. You know, most of my life I was a resident of Wayne County, and so I'm here to help because Treasurer Chabris wants to work with Wayne County homeowners to keep families in their homes and prevent foreclosure.
If you're having trouble making your property tax payments, let us know. We have many resources to help.
Take the first step towards staying in your home by going down to the Wayne County Treasurer's office on the 5th floor of the International Building in Greektown.
Stop by today to learn more about our payment plans and especially the newly extended interest rate reduction program.
Already in the payment plan? It's important you stay in good standing.
Making property tax payments is now easier than ever. We have placed payment kiosks in Rite Aid stores and community centers across the county. We've also added kiosks in our offices. Contact us at 313-224-5990 or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com.
New music in my house.
joined today by Maureen Taylor and Louis Pisker to let you know about a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office.
Do you know someone, family or friends that need help with finances? Do you know people having trouble making ends meet, especially with property taxes or other payments? The Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help. Treasurer Sabri invites you to visit the new Financial Empowerment Center, 400 Monroe, on the 5th floor in downtown Detroit.
We've partnered with the Wayne County Treasurer's Office and the City of Detroit to provide free one-on-one financial counseling to help you address problems related to utility bills, property or income taxes, credit repair, and other financial matters. Our professional counselors can also help you plan your monthly budget and increase your credit score.
This service is available to all Wayne County residents. For free and private financial counseling, contact the center at 313-322-6222 and make an appointment today.
All right, so let's go back in time a little bit. Take me back to 1976 for a moment. Okay, now it's called the Bronze Kitten. That sounds like a burlesque joint.
No, it wasn't. Actually, it wasn't. I gotta make an introduction to that first.
Okay.
When I first started DJing, the only avenue for mobile DJs was cabarets.
Okay.
Period. Cabarets. There was no like club scene for DJs to a certain degree other than the Blue Chateau, which was
I heard of that.
Done by, at that time, Ken Bell, and I think Tiger Dan was there also, I think.
Okay.
But if you wanted to break into the DJ scene, the only thing that was available was cabarets. So there was this one DJ that I had met. His name was Cowboy. Black guy. Wore cowboy hats. So we call him Cowboy.
Okay. So
I would hang out with him, and then he says, look, I got this gig that I got double booked on, and I need you to just take it. I forget the day that it was on, but he said, every week I need you to be up there filling my spot. And I said, okay, fine. Where is it? He says, the Bronze Kitten on Finkel and Ardmore. It's just a little bar. But it was a paying gig, it's paying $50.
For those of you that don't live in Detroit, Finkel is just Finkel, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, Finkel is just back then Finkel was like a good avenue.
Oh, okay.
Now,
well, it's changed.
I mean, you have to also understand Finkel, Puritan, 6 Mile, 7 Mile, those were key streets.
All right.
Because only thing on Livernois was Waldemir's, and that was a cabaret joint, but all of your clubs was on Finkel, Puritan, and 6 Mile. Even the famous Dummy George's, the jazz club was on 6 Mile.
Okay.
Henry's, Watts, I want to say Millie's.
Wow.
All of those clubs were on Finkel.
Okay.
I mean,
so Finkel has some real history.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm telling you, Finkel used to have a traffic jam.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so when he said the Bronze Kitten, okay, well, it wasn't actually one of the upper echelon black clubs. It was just a little hole in the wall, but I took it. At $50 a night, I couldn't beat that with a baseball bat. So, that's where I was at.
And you were regular, so it was perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it was a job, a weekly job.
There you go.
Take my records up in there, my microphone, and I'm good to go. Now, They didn't have all the gear that we got now, but, we made it work.
Made it work. So you mentioned a really famous name, and I know Hump the Grinder. This is like, he's mentioned this name to me before, too, and I've heard his name, too, Tiger Dan.
Yes.
And so what was it like working with, because Tiger Dan was definitely a legendary name in Detroit.
Well,
so what was it like working with him? What was he
It
like?
was different. That was after I had linked up with Tyrone, we would go around different clubs just checking out the music, the party scene, and at that time, most of your radio DJs were your top club DJs.
Okay.
Because they just didn't get anybody to be in these clubs. So at the time, Tiger Dan was holding down the Blue Chateau, and a few years had passed. And then he started working at Henry's Palace after Henry had expanded. So it was a Monday night, and we talk about a serious party on a Monday night in Detroit. So Tyrone and myself would go down and hang out with Tiger Dan. And he had this thing. He didn't like to start playing until 11:30.
Tiger Dan?
Tiger Dan.
Okay.
I mean, he would come out, he would play his little theme song and everything at 11:30. He'd come out, play his theme song, and supposedly the party started at 11:30. Well, Tyrone and myself, we would go there because we was just getting into the process of learning how to mix. So we would go there and do our thing early, from 9 to 11:30. So Tiger Dan would be back in the dressing room doing whatever he was doing, and we was out there just banging. And by the time Tiger Dan would come out at 11:30, the party was already in full swing. He like, what y'all done did? What y'all done did? And he had this thing like, he had a box of records. He carried his records in a box.
Wow.
And he would say, whatever you do, don't play these records, which was the records that he would take to the radio station. And those were the same records that he would play at the party. Okay, fine. We had no problem with that. We was in the record pool, so we was getting new stuff. We had our own records, stuff that we knew that would work, because we was doing a Benside Chaparral at the same time too. So we would go down there just to hang out with Tiger Dan and blow his stuff out the water before he came out the dressing room. So he would come out the dressing room like, what's going on? What's going on? And because he was waiting, he would try to make people wait for him.
Okay. So y'all had it going on before he even
came
started.
Out. Then of course, back then it was also, they were under the foot of the program director, so they couldn't play new stuff.
That's true. That's
okay.
True.
They couldn't play. So controlled. Tiger Dan would have all of these brand new records.
They can't play them.
Program director ain't okayed them yet, so he ain't touching them. Them the records we was playing.
Oh wow!
And we was bumping the party, and Tiger Dan was like, "Where y'all get that record? At your box." I got that. Yeah, you got that.
You got that. Oh wow.
We got it too, but we just want to make sure you got it.
There you go.
And but that was just, that's where we ran into Tiger Dan. It was fun.
See, and you know what? You're like this is cool because a lot of times a lot of guys come on and they have stories, but you've got like historical stories. Like you've got some real rich histories. So I was looking through your bio as well. And it said that you used to do some edit work for Mojo.
Yes.
So, okay, now everybody loves Mojo, Miss Mojo, Mojo, where you at? But tell me what is it like being that close to Mojo, and how was it like doing his edits? Because I know he was real strict. But what was it like?
You have to also understand, okay, this is my era and time where everybody in Detroit, because we're not a New York and we're not a LA, so we don't have the recording studios, neither the recording capacity that those guys have, not until much later. So as far as being technical and doing edits,
right,
I have to give thanks to this guy that I met who taught me the technical part of DJing. His name is Randy Schaefer, and Randy played at a suburban club called the Butterfly.
Okay.
It's out on, the building is still there. It's called the Van Dyke Recreation Center. Well, we ended up going out there. We befriended him, and he gave me a lot of pointers on everything. And back then, he even, he was playing records. He had the turntables, but he also had his reel-to-reel. And he had 2 reel-to-reels, as a matter of fact, because he could mix from reel-to-reel to reel-to-reel. So I was noticing that he had records that, tapes that did things that my record didn't do.
Okay.
I'm like, how'd you do that?
Right.
He says, well, just come out to the house and I'll show you exactly how I done it. And then it was all about using a splicing block and a razor blade to actually cut the tape and all. And then so I did that and learned it. And at the same time, Dwayne Bradley was in the studio learning to do the same thing. But I had it was a distant relationship, but a close relationship with Mojo, because I could call him on the phone and say, hey, Mojo, you need to be on this. Mm-hmm. This is what we were playing, such and such. Because I was playing at the Climax 2 when Mojo did his transition from GPR to JOB. Mm-hmm. But I would call him on the telephone and say, Mojo, you need to be up on this. You need to be up on this. And then, of course, Mojo is the kind of guy that he's the same, but he's different. Mm-hmm. a certain generation could catch on to what he was doing. Everybody else was just baffled. You know,
yeah, that's true.
Because if you understand, Detroit radio wasn't always like it is now.
True.
Detroit radio, as far as urban, had to share. Either it was gospel or something else, but it wasn't always urban radio all the time. So when Mojo came along, he kind of like expressed that in his music. Okay, because we was listening to Keener 13. That's a totally suburban white station. Mm-hmm. So we could hear stuff like Peter Frampton and stuff like that. That's what we grew up with. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't strange for Mojo to play something like that. And we, knew
what he was playing.
We knew exactly what it was playing
from, right?
You know what I'm saying? True. I mean, some AC/DC Dirty D's. Yeah. Most people don't know what that is.
Exactly.
Probably know what it is. Don't. You know what I'm saying?
Still don't. Y'all gonna Google that AC/DC, okay?
Some Deep Purple.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Grand Funk Railroad. We grew up with that. So when Mojo played it, okay, hey. So now, again, like I stated, I had certain inroads into GPR with Joe Spencer and all of those guys. But Mojo was more so that guy that I could relate to, because after Tiger Dan faded away, Mojo filled that void. Mm-hmm. And I was able to sometimes send him an edit of a song. Like one time I did a Chaz Janko, Glad to Know You. Mm-hmm. I did an edit like that and sent it in. It didn't matter. It's just I love doing what I was doing. So fine, take it. Do it. It's yours. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's not like, oh, well, that's my edit on the radio. I don't care.
Right.
You know,
right.
And that was the attitude I had. I don't care. Just take it. Do what you got to do.
Right.
If it makes you happy and you like it, I'm happy.
Right. So let's talk a bit for a hot second here, a little bit. You know, you mentioned some well-known club spots. And like you said, a Monday night, it's just packed. Now you're moving around clubs a little bit more and you're seeing things now. So what do you think about what was going on back then versus what's going on now? And where did you see like that shift, or can it go back? What do you feel about now and then?
Well,
you got 1.5 minutes to tell it too.
It's a cultural thing.
Okay.
It's kind of deep. So if I can, in a short period of time, explain it and talk as fast as I can without sounding like a fool.
Okay. Take your time.
You have to also understand Black culture. Black people only had so many places to let off steam. We were working. So now you're working 5-6 days a week. You gonna party because you know you got to go back to work come Monday. All right. So the attitude was, I got to go out and I got to do something.
That's true.
And the thing is, in Detroit, there was only so many things you could do. Bowl,
skate,
roller skate,
skate,
and go dancing.
Yep.
Okay. True. Well, before I got, my two loves was dancing and roller skating. So I'm tossing and turning. I would go roller skating. And you gotta understand, I had long hair back then. I was trying to be pretty and everything. So I couldn't sweat, but I could skate.
Okay.
I can skate. I got friends out there, that know me, that know I can skate.
Uh-oh.
Now I can skate and skate hard and try not to sweat, because after skating, I was going to the Blue Chateau.
Okay.
I had to. Sunday, I got to go to I went to Roladium on Sunday.
Roladium.
Tried not to get funky. When that left, we was on the expressway heading to Harper and Van Dyke. Okay, so now, again, you talk about our culture. That's all we had. Either you roller skate, or you dance, or you go bowling, or you stay at home, sit around, drink, and play cards. Well, us younger folks was trying to find out something to do. So we had money. That was not an issue. So now we was going to hang like wet clothes from 9 o'clock till 6 o'clock.
Right.
And after we finished that, we went and had breakfast at Clock Restaurant. See, but I'm just saying, so now we live to party. True. Then you have to also understand, back then they were coming up with dance moves from wherever they came from, and you had to learn those dance moves.
Who's that guy, Rufus, with the guy named Rufus who used to make up the dances? That was fun.
Please. It was a bunch of guys who was doing it. It's like some of the guys from the TNT dances before they became TNT used to hang out at the Blue Chateau. Okay, fine. Y'all come out with this dance, everybody looking at y'all. We not gonna be left out. We gotta learn that dance. Okay,
Say those were the good old days.
So that was when everybody was dancing, and most guys were very communicable to girls because, hey, look, I want to get your number or I want to get with you. I got to dance with you. You're going to either know how to fast dance or you're going to know how to ballroom. You're going to do something. Mm-hmm. So now, and looking at the current thing now, most people have got caught up into a fad that started back in like 1977.
Wow.
Where, and I can still relate to, if I can kind of explain, there was a club called the 10 Gentlemen that was going on. And then you had the club like the Blue Chateau. Okay, now 10 Gentlemen, you couldn't get in 10 Gentlemen now unless you had a suit on.
Okay.
Okay, now, everybody that was going to Blue Chateau was wearing Rollins, Knicks jeans and stuff like that, just casual clothes. So now, it went from that to when somebody left the 10 Gentlemen and came to the Blue Chateau, they had on a suit. Mm-hmm. So all the girls looking at this guy's with the suit.
Woo!
Now he getting all attention. So now I got to wear a suit because the girl looking at the guy don't know why he got the suit on, but that's what he did.
Okay.
So now if you look at 30 years of guys wearing suits, now you like everybody got to wear a suit to go to the club.
Wow.
No,
well, they don't wear suit. They don't wear suits anymore. Wow. You know what? We're gonna have to we're gonna have to bring you back, and you're gonna have to talk some more because I know you got some stories, and now I know we're gonna bring you back for real. So look, how can somebody reach you? Because I know that you are still DJing and doing your thing. So how can they reach you? Give them your contact information.
They can reach me on Facebook.
Okay, find them on Facebook.
Find me on Facebook. That's the easiest.
Felton Howard on Facebook. That's how you find him.
That's how you find me.
All right, but see, now we're going to get ready to listen. You did provide me with a little bit of your mixing. And oh my gosh, it's a piece in there that it was like, wow, amazing. So that's all I got to say about that. But I'm going to close out too, because what we're going to do, we're going to close out the rest of this show with music provided by this guy right here, Mr. Felton Howard. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I want to thank you for hanging out at my anniversary party. And I'm so sorry I didn't see you and stuff was going on and you hit me up. It's like, hey, I just want you to know I was there. I had a good time. And we ran into each other again. And we're going to see each other around. I'm for sure of it. For sure. So that concludes our show for the night. I want to thank Felton Howard again for coming on. And like I said, we're going to ride out the rest of this show to a little mix by Felton Howard. But before we do that, I want you all to set your electronic devices because we got another historical marker coming in here next week. Mr. John Collins, John Jammin' Collins to be exact. He's going to be here telling his stories as well. And John is actually going to be here for the whole hour. So it's going to be a lot that he's going to talk about. He's going to talk about then, now, and a few other things. So until next week, this is T. Carlita. I am the producer and your show host. Thank you so much, and I hope you have enjoyed the show. Also, I wanted to say thank you, Larry the Vibe Maker, for this T-shirt that you gave me. I told you I was going to wear it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Felton.
Thank you.
And I will see you all next week. And now we are going to queue up and get ready for a little bit of
me.
That's right. All right, Felton. You Are in My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
Well, it's been 10 years since we first started meeting like this. You and me, in clubs, on beaches, loft spaces after dark, in my car. Where did the time go? Seems seems like just yesterday. I remember the first time you touched me. I felt you so deep. And we danced and danced for hours. You made me feel so free. Thank you for that. I just wanted to say that I love you. I've loved you all along, you know. Through it all, it's been you and me, always there to keep me sane. When I needed to run, escape, we met on the dance floor, and you gave me wings to fly. When I needed to purge my soul, your beats moved me through hot, sweaty nights. Man, I love you for that. I have all this love for you. I was walking around South Beach this morning after our escapade last night. As usual, you were fantastic. I mean, I barely caught my breath the whole night. And you did with my body exactly what you wanted to. I could hardly walk when we were through. It was so worth it. It's always so worth it. I have nothing but love for you. Nothing but love for you. So now, as I get to dress you with my words once again, I just want to say, happy anniversary. It's been a great 10 years. Here's to many more.